peer of his and someone who has to play in all-star games with him and everything, what do you think when you see Ohtani?
He's a freak. Yeah, he's if he was just one thing, he would be really good at it. But to be like arguably the best at both things is crazy, just his skill set is nobody's ever had that before. You know what I mean? Like not even Babe Ruth had that. To be able to throw 100 off the mound and be one of the best pitchers in baseball, and then obviously one of the best offensive players too. And he's just such a physical freak too. Like he's huge. He probably played one of the best games that's ever been played in the history of baseball against us in the last game of usually when you like get eliminated from the playoffs, like, we were obviously bummed, but we lost like game 4 of the LCS to him. He hit 3 homers and punched out 10 guys on the mound too that game. Like he basically beat us by himself. And you're just like, yeah, well, like, what are you gonna,
See you guys next year.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like we should have probably won like one of the other 3 games before that, because you're just like, yeah, man, like, what are you gonna do? And had a front row seat to like that's gonna be a historical baseball game. Like you might not ever see that happen ever again, especially in the postseason. But yeah, just like what he's done and like to physically be able to do it, I think is like the most impressive part, and like mentally, because you have to prepare. He has to prepare as a hitter. He has to prepare as a pitcher. You have to take care of your body the way like a pitcher takes care of their body, and you have to take care of yourself as a hitter. Like you're playing every day, and then, oh yeah, by the way, like you got to go pitch to like 6-7 innings, and he steals bases and like all that. Baseball is obviously not a physical sport. Like football or even basketball can be a little physical, but it takes a toll on your body when you're doing it every day. Yeah. And for him to be able to do it at that high of a level of both things every day is extremely impressive. And like, he's a unicorn.
Yeah. It's so amazing to me. Like I love when they do like the sports, like body comparison, height, weight comparison.
Yeah.
Like baseball players are huge.
Yeah. The guys
like
have gotten
not always tall, but like,
yeah, guys have gotten a lot bigger. Yeah, guys have gotten a lot bigger over the years. You have like the Aaron Judges and, Stanton and Ohtani and like O'Neal Cruz, like even Ellie De La Cruz, like guy in the Reds. Guys are pretty, it's just, I think in every sport, like the athlete's just gotten a lot more like physical, and the games are all played at a really high level now. Like you can just look back on like eras and just like the kind of athlete that's showing up in all these leagues now is insane.
Did you have anyone like that your rookie year who you were maybe not the Ohtani levels, probably different stratosphere, but just from a physicality standpoint?
I mean, Giannis, I think what he does is just like as an athlete and as his strength, his speed, just as like a pure athletic, strong, muscular human being. Like he's probably the most impressive athlete, just how fast he can move for his size. I feel like Wemby is in that category of just like how fluid he can move as a 7'6" basketball player.
That's so crazy.
Pulling threes.
Yeah, pulling threes. Like I remember I was like, I pushed him out to like just a foot inside the 3-point line, and he just like shot. Like that's a tough shot. That's a weird shot to be shooting from, and he just shot it, and it was like I contested, and I wasn't even up to his chin. Like there was no point of even trying to contest. But yeah, he's a crazy one, because we have Ryan Kalkbrenner on our team who's 7'1", big from Creighton, and he just like Wemby's like a head taller than him.
Yeah, just giant.
And you just go out there, and he's not like super strong in his frame, but just the way he can
teams
move.
at certain points, they just stop going in the paint.
Yeah.
They're just like, we'll just like, these guys hit a lot of jumpers, so it might work, but like, but for certain teams, it's kind of like you're living and dying by the 3 because you're just not going near them.
Yeah, it's so much. It's not as much the shots he blocks; it's just the shots he deters guys from taking. Like the guys will drive in on like a fast break, and they'll see him running down, and they'll Steve Nash dribble it out.
Yeah,
on the baseline.
Was it weird with Giannis for like with you growing up here? Obviously, it's like once you get into the league, you may have been a fan of whoever, but that goes away quick because you got to play. But with him in particular, with you being as big of a Milwaukee guy as you are, the first time you played him.
Yeah, I mean, I think just being in Milwaukee too, and like getting pumped to go. Like we're staying at the trade. Like I'm looking at the 5-star forum the night before. Like, man, this is gonna be awesome. Like going to the games here and being able to play in there. But yeah, like Giannis, you know, he's been a staple of, you know, my fandom and really my life. Like in the winters, like you're watching the Bucks, and so it was really, really cool to compete against him. And you know, obviously he's a all-time Hall of Famer. So whenever you get a chance to go up against guys like that, I mean, it's special. But to do it here, and raises it to a new level.
What do you think of the rule stuff of ABS? Or I guess all of it.
It's been good. I think all the rules like baseball's put in the last like few years, it's been awesome for the game. And I think you can kind of see it in like the popularity of baseball and like all the stuff that's going on. And we just came off the WBC, which was awesome.
Dude,
you know, like I think even people that weren't really like baseball fans, like kind of got drawn into the WBC and it was like, this is crazy. And then the World Series from last year was a really good World Series, and like baseball's just in a really good spot right now. And I think all the rule changes of like the pace of play stuff is kicked up, and
the pitch clock
was the pitch
awesome.
clock's been amazing.
How was that for as a player?
Awesome. Like, you know, we used to play like those 4-hour like marathon games and you're like, dude, this sucks. Like just a regular 9-inning game.
Brian Braun's like adjusting his jersey.
Yeah, exactly. And you were just like, man, like this is brutal. And then like now the pitch clock has just like sped up the game. And you realize that like there was so much like just like wasted dead time during the game. And the ABS is cool because there's such a strategy component behind it now too. It's more than just like check it, you know, because you don't want to run out of challenges. And then there's like good times to challenge or times where it's like, all right, maybe it's beneficial to just like eat it right now. And just like, it's not a good time to maybe waste one here. And you don't want to be caught without them at the end of the game. So you're like, well, it's the third inning right now. And like,
also, I don't know if this is.
I just love. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, I love the just like the
tap the hat.
It's just like such a fu.
And the fans love it too because like, it goes up on the scoreboard and like the pitch comes in and like everyone's like and then it's like ball and the place goes nuts. Or they've been like a couple like walk-off ABS challenges this year where you know a guy challenges like a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded and then it's like comes in and it's like ball and like you win the game. The fans go nuts.
What was the one? It was right. It was. I think it was. First couple games of the year, might have been the Reds or somebody, but one of the umps got it wrong like 3 times in a row. By the third one, the fans, it's almost like what's happening on the field doesn't matter as much as like the fan versus
well, it's like it just engages the fans, you know, because it's like another thing that comes with the experience of like going to the game. You know what I mean? And there's been a learning curve for everybody. Like we've had to learn and the umps have had to learn, and because like there's a definite strike zone now, you know, like before, like it was always just kind of like, okay, like I think that's a ball. I think that's a strike. This, you know, this umpire thinks that's a ball, that's a strike. But then the next day, like the zone could be different based on like who's the umpire, right? So you had to learn like, all right, this is what a ball is. This is what a strike is. And like, you're still kind of learning because like my zone would be different than yours than it would be from you because of like, it goes off how tall you are and we get measured for it in spring training. And so you have to be like, all right, this is the top of my strike zone. This is the bottom. Like in and out's kind of easy because it's like, is it over the plate or not? But up and down is challenging because like you have to know yours and nobody else can really help you with that and that's the hard part of the umpires is because like I might be hitting and then next batter, you're up and then next batter, you're up. All 3 of us have a different strike zone, like up and down. Yeah. So like they've done a really good job for them. Like everybody likes to bury umpires, but like they've done a really good job and they've